All right, so here we are in the top 8. Watch Wonder is the 1 EXO player. Playing against one of the X2s that snuck in, losing from 3rd place in the final round did not stop Chicken the Brain from making another top 8. Season, I think, 33 winner versus 3-time winner. So,
could you do me a favor and swallow the chat?
Yeah, I don't know why it goes big like that when the window is not full size, but it just it's like the chat stays.
Thank you very much.
It's like the chat stays the same size and everything else gets smaller. It looks great at full size, but then it doesn't fit in my OBS recording. Computers, man. Okay, Champions Parish, ideal opener, but lost the die roll. Definitely not ideal. Thaumatic Compass is honestly hysterical, but yeah, so best 1-drop into best 2-drop here. I don't know what the blue is for exactly. So I don't know if we're going to be memory lapsing some Wrath of Gods or not. I guess I can bring the deck list up. Looks like blue is mostly for Meddling Mage, Kitesail Larcenist, Denick, and more Meddling Mage in the sideboard. Okay, so we're not going to be countering any Wraths. We're really just playing into them and hoping for the best, I think. But we have got our opponent to 11 on turn 3. And honestly, the worst card ever to make the top 8 of a Penny Dreadful 500 Stern Lesson has been unleashed. This is beyond my comprehending. It's all about the synergies. Do we have a Wrath? Looks like we do. At least something that costs 4 mana. Okay. Well, this is exactly how we drew it up. Curve out with our best cards, get Wrathed. But we have 5 cards in hand for the follow-up. And we need to beat this Thaumatic Compass turning into a Maze of Ith and so forth. So presumably we just spam 2 bodies here. We've got a Denick. And we have a Soldier of the Pantheon. So yeah, 2 bodies. And we play on. It's only 4 power. And no chance of it growing without, you know, something like a Thalia's Lieutenant. Only 3 cards on the control side. Due to missed land drops, or just 1 missed land drop. Chicken in the Brain has more cards. Okay, so Adeline adding more power to the board. So we're getting in for 5 here and presenting lethal for next turn. And I don't think Thaumatic Compass turning into a Maze of Ith really changes that. So they're going to have to find another Wrath or multiple piece of interaction or something. Cycling a land. It's maybe slight sign of weakness, but doesn't really mean anything. Okay, now I'm going to have to fulfill my role as TO, tournament prize giver, outer, and commentator. So someone else can commentate for a second if they want while I deal with this. Okay, a little bit of admin done. What's the state of play? So we play on, but Watch Wonder has maybe stabilized with this Dawn of Hope. Oh. Kitesail Larcenist is going to make that complicated. So they do have to make a 1-1 in order to block, but they can do it in response to Dawn of Hope being targeted. Can Kitesail Larcenist target enchantments? No. Artifact or creature. Okay. So turn a Power Stone into a treasure. That's dubiously even good. Oh, this is the end of turn. Oh, second main. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we did, in fact, stabilize and take game 1. Now Hejira is on the play, so a tougher prospect for the Watch Wonder. Sideboarding here. We have some Meddling Mages, maybe good for naming Wrath of God. Watch Wonder has an Isolate, a Pitfall Trap of all things, a Day of Judgment and a Dam. Get around those Meddling Mages. 2 Vidalcan Shackles, all of those probably coming in. So, looking at a little more pointedly anti-aggro after sideboarding, but we do have Fortified Beachhead revealing Champion of the Parish into Champion of the Parish here. Just a tap land. Thalia is maybe the ideal play here. Meddling Mage is going to pump the champion and name something. Choose Oust. Keep them under the cosh until such time as the Wrath becomes relevant. Okay, Flowering is a non-creature to play out into potential future wraths. Dawn of Hope is ready to do its job later, and once again, Watch Wonder's on 11 after Chicken in the Brain's turn 3, but this time, Watch Wonder is on the draw, and that is good enough. Flipping the Planeswalker, about to happen, and so forth. Possibly naming Oust was crucial? We don't know. So we go to a game 3, and one of the former PD500 winners has to be eliminated in this game. trying to do my multi-hat roll here and give out some prizes while also watching the top 8. It's tricky. My brain is not that powerful. So who needs prizes? Watch Wonder on the play, as they were in game 1, where they were able to just about stabilize, and with the probably the better of the sideboarding, in fact definitely the better of the sideboarding. So gotta give them a pretty decent chance here, but definitely not decided. Okay, just have another bodyguard turn 1, but Dahlia is pretty sweet. There's the oust. Okay, so this time we will not be putting opponent to 11 on turn 3. Far from it. We will just, in fact, be playing one dude, two dudes. Thalia's coming off the top next turn. Oh, but we are main phase digging for land on turn 4. We do find one. So that's definitely showing some weakness, or perhaps it's strength in the sense that we were not so under the cosh that we could afford to spend 3 mana looking for the land. A lot depends upon whether we untap into a 5th land and a wrath here, probably. So there is the 5th land. Oh, in fact, we discarded a land with Stern Lesson, and we do have the wrath, so it's looking... It was looking pretty good for the Watch Wonder, but what is this? Flare of Fortitude. Well, even through Thalia's own tax, that was a pretty significant Flare of Fortitude, and we come in for 8 here, although we do not flip Kythian because we had to sack a creature to the Flare. Obviously another Wrath is great. Maybe there are other things in this deck that will stabilize from here. It's only 2 creatures. Now there's Ward 1 and there's Thalia attacks, but there's quite a lot of mana on the other side. I only see 3 islands, so without another island, Vedalken Shackles is not good. Although with another island, Vedalken Shackles is kind of nuts. Because the Power Stone can pay, and I think we can play a Shackles for 4 and then play 2 and pay the Ward 1. Take one of these creatures. So yeah, only 3 cards for blue-white. So that Flare definitely kept chicken in the brain in this game. It's very tight. Hello. How did it go?
Not that well.
Okay, well...
No, because usually when you play against the Nadu deck, you kill like the first attempt of them, and then it takes a while to get going, but they kept on playing stuff.
Well, Blue-White has tapped down to definitely going to 1 life here in the 3rd game, between 3-time winner and 1-time winner. So, presumably next turn they're going to play a Dogmatic. So they were dead to Adeline here. playing out? Something that lives through a wrath. I don't think there is any such thing. Okay, Kitesail Larsen is taking out Dogmatic Compass. What can this target? What? We have turned our own Kythian into a treasure.
That is such a big brain play.
So when a wrath comes, we will have a lethal attacker. And if a wrath doesn't come, we have 2 lethal attackers. Wow. That is very big brained. So Shackles, which as discussed last turn would be amazing, is still amazing here. It's going to let you take Kitesail Larcenist and chump with it. So we played around the wrath, but we did not necessarily play around the Shackles. Adeline would be really good here, yes, making... So you steal one of my guys, fine, but I still have a guy to get through. So now we have to take Adeline pre-combat. That would mean Kitesail Larcenist would get through. So we're going to need more than just what's on board. This 1 card in hand is going to have to be relevant here and cost very little mana because we have to activate Shackles and pay Ward. So I think
so it has to cost like 1, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Holy Day would be all right. But yeah, I mean, I think it's very hard to imagine what this can be, but obviously Watch is going to figure out if there's anything they can do. Yeah, really interesting play with the Kitesail Larcenist. You know, because the one thing that they fear there is the Wrath, and that would make the Wrath bad. Just genius. And the Flare of Fortitude was crucial also for the Wrath that actually was played. Yeah, this looked rough at points, but, you know, not the same start as in game 1 and 2. So we're memory lapsing Adeline. We do not have the mana to steal something with Vidalcan Shackles, so our 0 cards in hand have to deal with this situation somehow, which they cannot. So it looks like the Watchwander will not be winning their 4th Penny Dreadful 500, but Chicken in the Brain might be winning their 2nd. Wow, that was a really interesting game 3, very different to the first 2. Okay, let's see what else is going on. Dat Rubino has opened a trade with me. He has 168 copies of Colossal Dreadmaw for trade and a few Cowl Prowlers. That's disturbing. Okay, let's get another game up here.
How much is top 16 prize again?
10 ticks. Sorry,
Okay,
I'm trying to do 8 things at once and I'm ignoring you.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for organizing and for prizes.
No problem. There you go. Trade submitted. Okay, so let's find any ongoing quarterfinals. Who's still playing? I'm on the collection view. So I see Yorzov against White Weenie is still going. Alanon CEW against Inarchus, and I think that's the only match. So let me switch over my views. There's that one. And here's Discord. Click the share your screen. Alright, so hopefully you guys can now see the last quarterfinal still going.
Yeah. I see it.
So it looks pretty good for White Weenie. Opponent is on 1. There's a flipped Gideon to make us wrath proof. This is not game 3. This is game 2. Alanon won game 1. So seems extremely unlikely this is all about to be settled seconds from now, but it seems like we're going to a game 3 seconds from now. Yeah. Okay, so we go to game 3 in this one. Who won the others then? So you
Igrak won Hera won, I think.
Yeah. Tigrex won 2-0 against Yorzov. So Nardu, blue-green Nardu. Vagstor won 2-1 against Daemons. Hejiro won 2-1 against the Watchwonder, and this one has gone to a game 3. So we have blue-white soldiers, Nardu, winner of this, and whatever Vagstor is playing, which I have once again forgotten, it's Yorzov. Okay. So 1 or 2 Yorzov in the top 4. Let's see. Nardu, the most busted card of recent times, can still be the 500 winner into the 1 copy in top 8 into the semi-finals. Yorzov has chosen to play first, not very surprisingly. Okay, bog standard 1 drop. White Weenie. The not very board affecting Bandits talent from Black White. I'm kind of almost surprised that's in after board, but I guess.
Well, they need to win somehow.
I mean,
don't have much ways to win the game.
I mean, do they? Don't they just need to kill everything and then play the 4/5 flyer?
Yeah, but that dies sometimes.
I mean, not too much out of mono white.
Maybe not on the white.
Okay, so we have spammed the board on the basis that we're still 2 turns away from a Wrath, and it's well worth getting in for 6 damage or whatever and flipping this Kythian. Presumably, Alanon has a Vindicate or a Kaya's Guile, not Kaya's Guile, an Oath of Kaya. That's the thing I'm looking for. Can't target Soldier of the Pantheon, but Kythian's obviously the best target anyway. Veteran Survivor's not nothing if he keeps chugging along. Presumably Black-White only plays 4 Wraths pre-board.
No, they play like 8 Wraths.
Oh, really? They play Wrath of God as well as down? Okay. So
they play 2 Wrath of God and 2 Day of Judgment.
Okay, so we're probably just heading towards a turn 4 Wrath here, more likely than not. Especially as our turn 2 play was just the Bandits thing, which I guess hints that the rest of the hand is alright. I don't know. That might be reading too much into it, but okay. Just doing yet more trading of prizes here. Okay, so the flowering is a nice play into potentially the turn 4 Wrath in that it gets 2 extra damage in and you lose no more material to the Wrath than you were going to lose. Opponent on 9 probably has to use the Wrath if he has it, although maybe it's tempting to use a spot removal spell. And no, they are all about the Wrath, so fast. They're on 14. They're Yorion, if they get a chance to do it, looks like it's going to be good to great because of the Oath of Kaya. White Weenie was forced to play out a Thalia's Lieutenant Bear. That's pretty sad. So things looking pretty good for Yorzov here. Presumably this matchup is extremely favoured for Yorzov.
Yeah.
Not most of the things in the deck are removal spells or wraths, and then the remaining things are 2-for-1s. So
White doesn't have haste, which makes it really difficult to get the last couple points of damage in.
yeah, no burn, no haste. These Caves of the Frost Dragon are like, I could have done the last 3 if you could have done the rest, buddy, but we're on 17, so it looks like Bandit's talent might just win from here versus whatever resistance mono white can put up. But we'll see.
Nah, it doesn't win because Mono White can just not play anything.
I mean, I suspect they are going to play things, and I suspect they are then going to die to Bandit's Talent, but we'll see. What does the top level
Yeah.
Bandit's Talent do? At the beginning of your strip, draw an additional card for each opponent. Okay, so it actually starts drawing cards at some point. Maybe a little low on instant speed removal. So maybe these Cave of the Frost Dragons can get in for now 5 at a time with the 2 anthems, but yeah.
They also bring in like the Orion at some point, huh?
Yes, and gain another 3 and do another 3 and yeah.
And then the caves can't come in anymore.
Right, yes. Now you need a removal spell for Yorion, who already did 3 damage to you, and blah blah blah. Yeah, it's hard to imagine any sequence of draws, although Brutal Cathar can exile a Yorion. Just got discarded. Yes.
And then the Brutal Qatar dies. And
Yeah, so it looks like it's 2 Yorzov, a blue-white soldiers, and a Nardu Unctus in the top 4. Not totally clear to me what the matchups are there, but presumably soldiers wants to play Nardu, not the 8 Wraths Zillion Removal Spells decks. I don't know, we saw a really tasty flare of Fortitude. Oh, whew. That doesn't have ward, sadly.
turn 7 and the control deck is on a higher life total than this time.
Yeah, and Kaya's on the burn plan. I mean, it's just brutal. Just brutal at this point. There's now no conceivable sequence of draws, really, that wins for... what if every land in Alanon's deck was on top of his library right now? Maybe?
They still win.
Yeah, I think they probably still win. They turn the bandits up, they make you discard with Kaya, and they draw all those lands in double quick time. And some of them would be just playing with them.
That's the end of that.
Oh yeah, and we're picking up the Oath of Kaya here, presumably, so
So
just...
now we have Yorion looks.
Okay. There are no more commentary required. We'll just sit here in reverent silence, marveling at the marvel that is Yorzov. This 4/3 is going to die. Yeah. I mean, it's nice that it's a 4/3, not a 2/1. But not that nice. Okay, we're just...
Oh, they're not even gaining life.
Well, why not use this and then level up your bandit's talent so that you start drawing cards as opposed to... Oh no, just going to smack you. Oh my god. Yeah.
They're not even playing around anything.
No. Wow, just cashing in Kaya for the damage, and it's dead in their upkeep. Dead in their upkeep. It's mathematically certain. Beautifully done, yeah. A lot of resources expended, but if you make it so it's mathematically certain that you've won the match, that seems like a thing you would want to do. Very nice. So 2 Yorzov, blue-white soldiers, blue-green Nardu Unctus in the top 4. Let's go see.
Yeah.
Let's go see what we can see. So, do we need... Okay, so they're already off. No, that's just the match we just watched. They're not already off. Did everybody report? Yes. So the pairings are up. We're just waiting for them to pair. So we have... So the Yorzovs have split. So there's a Yorzov in each semi-final. So it's either it could be an all Yorzov final, it could be a 0 Yorzov final. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah. I need to re-up my ticks in my trade thing for the people that lost the top 8. Oh my god.
Oh. Do I need to trade with you then?
You need to trade with me if you want your prices. Yes.
How many tickets do I need to take then?
When did you lose?
Top 8.
I think that's 20. Let me be sure. No, it's 30. 30. Lovely. Very
I'll
nice.
take that.
You might as well, yeah. Start a trade with me and we can do it. Okay, so the pairings are up.
I'll find you.
Yeah, you might have to add me as a buddy. Oh no. Neither of these matches has been put up yet. Can you tell me how many tickets you can see? Oh wait, this is not you, this is Damon's. I thought because we were talking about it. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I've never traded with real people before.
No worries. Just trying to find the confirm trade button amongst this. Okay, so I see Hijira has put up their match. The other match doesn't. Oh yeah. Okay, so Alanon versus Tigrex is started, so I'm going to queue that up. Let's change it over here. Oh my god. What you need after playing 6 rounds of Magic is to fry your brain trying to make all these streamy things work.
Yeah,
So
I might have to add you as a buddy.
I think maybe you do. I'm not sure why that would be necessary, but I just have a feeling that's how it works. And let's start showing the match over here in Discord. Alright, so we've got turn 1 birds. Tigrex won the die roll. Alanon has revealed something. These two played in the Swiss and Tigrex won, I'm seeing from the chat. And here we go with Tiny Bones joins up, and Tigrex having great difficulty deciding what to discard, so presumably does not have a Fate Stitcher in hand. That would be the obvious ditch here. Card you almost want to ditch. Or maybe just do want to ditch. So yeah, something else. So presumably the way this matchup plays out is that you try not to expose your Naru to a Wrath until you can get a bunch of value out of it, and then getting that value. Whoa. Was I behind in time? Suddenly Tigrex has a massive board. I guess I was lagging in some strange way. So Tigrex now has Fauna Shaman, Sylvan Safekeeper, mana to activate Fauna Shaman. All kinds of stuff going on.
Auto 30, right? Yeah.
Correct. Is there still 30 there? I must be running low at this point.
There are 64 there.
Okay, I need to
Oh wait, that's too much.
replay. Just take it all.
No, I don't.
You got it? You got it. Submitted. Okay.
That's the fastest payout like ever.
Yes. Yeah. Although I bet I don't get the last person until like 3 weeks Tuesday or whatever, because that's the nature of these things where you both have to be online at the same time.
Yeah, that's why it's so easy to like just get them while we're both still there.
Yeah, definitely best.
Who do you think is gonna win the 500?
Well,
Is it yours or something else?
so I don't understand how they have so much in play on turn 3. They played. Okay, last time they played Fauna Shaman plus Sylvan Safekeeper, and this turn they've played an Unctus pre-combat in order to turn Safekeeper blue and attack and get the loot. And they've looted away a Kitesail Larcenist, so they can end of turn.
They went turn 1 Burp into turn 2 Shaman.
Yeah, Shaman plus Safekeeper. Yeah, that's why it looks like they've got so much stuff, because they like
Wait.
made 2 creatures on turn 2. Okay, so Unctus died to a dam, but end of turn we're going to loot away a Fate Stitcher for a Fate Stitcher. Now we're going to loot away a Fate Stitcher for an Unctus, and if we have a land, we can win right
Then we
here,
win.
unless Oppo has a 1 mana piece of interaction.
Which I think they were playing recently.
I mean, do need an untapped land, do need opponent not to have it, but it is, in that scenario, a win. Only 1 card in hand, so... Oh wait, do we need an untapped land, or can we unearth a Fate Stitcher? No, that doesn't help. So they actually got Malevolent Hermit.
That makes sense.
So they're just defending against a Wrath here because they didn't have the untapped land to go for the win. And presumably they have a creature in hand to go for the win next turn with Malevolent Hermit backup. And they can't get Wrath. And they only need to protect Fauna Shaman to be able to win next turn. Probably. Depending on the untapped land.
Them, or it's like a discard spell?
Discard is okay here. No, it's not really, because you just counter it with the Hermit and then do your thing.
Yeah. Well, it's okay if they have like a graveyard hates card in hands.
Yeah. So, presumably we have to counter this, unless our hand is somehow Unctus. But doing so puts us in a very strong position to win if the last card in hand is a creature or we draw a creature.
And their last card in hand is not the graveyard hate spell.
Yeah. There's a few variables, but you do think Tigrak is in a strong position.
Yeah, I think Tigrak is favored here, yeah. Definitely.
Let's just have a look at Alanon's sideboard. 3 Scarab Feast.
Yeah, I knew that.
3 Scarab Feast. So now the question is, do you go get another Malevolent Hermit?
I don't think so. Probably not. But
I mean, again, we're in the position if we don't have an untapped land, we can't. Even if we have a creature in hand, we can't go get Unctus and then immediately win. Plus, there's the whole issue of Scarab Feast.
so yeah, we may just go for the same turn again because we're gonna draw a land at some point, and then we can.
I wonder about doing nothing.
Yeah, doing nothing and then. Doing nothing can't be correct either because they can still draw like a land and then just grab.
Yes, but then you can Fauna Shaman for what's name in response. The Wrath resolves. You untap, and if you have an untapped land, you can play Unctus, Unearth a Fate Stitcher, and blah blah blah. Win, and opponent is tapped out. So I guess.
If they have a land, they have a land, they can either go for like the Hermit or.
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, you probably are you trying to beat Scarab Feast more than you're trying to beat Wrath? This is why I play Memory Lapse, so I can just say no to everything.
Well, with this amount of lands, it's still difficult to do that.
Yeah, it's an interesting spot. I mean, I think it's almost certain Tigrak has a creature he's prepared to discard in hand, that he doesn't have Unctus in hand, but could go get it. That he probably doesn't have an untapped land. Okay, he's going with the do nothing plan.
That's not wrong.
So I think do nothing is at least okay against untapped land Wrath here. It might be pretty bad against untapped land Scarab Feast.
Or untapped land discard spell, maybe.
Yeah? I mean, whatever Tigrak's got in hand is probably either counter spells or creatures, right? Because it's not lands. So one of them is a creature because we're going to use it as another Fate Stitcher. So what about Scarab Feast here for all 3 Fate Stitchers? Do you like that? No, if they have a counter spell, if they have the counter, either of the counter spells, you are just dead. But then are you just dead anyway? So they have a Nadu, not Unctus, which is just fascinating.
That means they don't have any part of their combo pieces.
Okay, so we're taking this opportunity to kill Fauna Shaman. And then
Which
say,
makes sense.
so maybe you have Unctus in hand, which is why they got Nadu. And maybe this is Unctus and it's all about Scarab Feast or Bust now. Nope, they just play Nadu. They unearth Fate Stitcher. Oh, this is also, it's not a win, but it's a lot of draw. There's Hex Parasite, which is 7 more Nadu activations. So, can we get to the point where enough lands plop into play that we can play an Unctus?
Alright, so they don't have the Graveyard Haze spell. 'cause then
Yeah,
they-
presumably not. This is too much value to not try and interfere with. So, there are various ways that Tigrak perhaps could have won before now, although this looks pretty good. We see Hex Parasite, Memory
Oh, they
Lapse.
found- Yeah, this is a win. Because they have Memory Lapse. It should be a win if they can get
So I now see an Unctus in hand. Are we ever going to get to the point here before we run out of life and things to target where we have the mana to put Unctus in play? We already have 2 mana.
Like memory, then you just hold out a Memory Lapse, right?
Another Unctus. Yeah. So at the moment, they're already holding up Memory Lapse. If they find another land in any of these activations, they can just play the land. Oh, no, because you do have something that needs something to start the untapping. Yeah, but it's probably pretty safe to pass the turn.
Yeah.
No, because these Fate Stitchers are going away. And then there'll only be
Yeah,
one
Fate-
Fate Stitcher. Okay, so we have unearthed the final Fate Stitcher. We are going to try and win this turn. I think. Or maybe just generate so much value that it doesn't matter what Alanon's turn is. I mean, we're not going to combo after this because 3 of our Fate Stitchers are gone.
After this, we have like multiple counter spells, so we might be able to like just tempo them out.
Yeah, give Alanon a turn. No guarantee they'll top deck Untapped White Source and Rathos. If they don't, they're in all kinds of trouble. If they do, we have a sculpted 7-card hand and a mana advantage in the first turn. Oh, and we actually managed to get enough lands in play with all this tapping and untapping that we've got Memory Lapse up. So
Yeah,
pretty-
and
looks pretty bad. So so it's interesting because there's not going to be a combo in this game, right? Because 3 exile Fate Stitchers.
Well, they still have other creature which they can combo with. The Curious Follower.
Oh yes, you're right. So you just need 2 Curious Followers, although they don't sort of have haste like a Fate Stitcher does. But yes.
So you just play 2 of them next turn and just
Yes, play 2 of them, hold up 2 Memory Lapses. We did see 1 revealed to Nadu triggers. So we're going to try
And we
and...
also saw Deathling Denial. So
Yeah, so we have, just put that Vindicant top of your library. We don't care about it really, but, we need, or we want to just use our spells. And we're even going to spend some life here. Wow.
I don't know whether I agree with that.
I mean, the most direct damage they have is 3, so going to 4 is probably extremely safe. Here's Unctus, but we no longer have Fate Stitcher power.
Yeah, but Unctus is...
What are we doing here? Attack for 6, pass with 2 counter spells up? Is that it? Is that the whole plan?
I think that's the plan.
Or would you like to make a Curious Follower to have it available for future combos?
No, because we know they are going to draw another 2-mana removal spell because we counted that. Oh, they're kind of going to draw Vindicate, so yeah, 1 counter spell is enough.
Yeah, they're going to draw Vindicate. Presumably they don't have multiple cheap things to do, else they would have done them on all those mana screwed turns.
Yeah. So 1 is probably enough.
Okay, so here's Dam, which we just counter. you know, and it's the best thing you had to do this turn, it'll be the best thing you have to do next turn when we'll Dazzling Denial it. We're getting in 4, 2, 4, 7, 8, 9-ish. Yeah. So this is just sewn up by combat damage. No need to combo, no need to make yours followers. No need for anything really. Just
Yeah, we just make our creatures blue artifacts and then.
yeah. So not even attacking with Unctors for reasons.
In case they suddenly have an haste creature in their Oracle's control deck.
I mean, it's pretty sewn up. I only see Dazzling Denial that we've seen that hasn't been cast, but of course it counters literally anything here. So they absolutely need 2 spells or they're dead.
Yeah, but they don't have 2 spells because then
they would have used them before now. So here's Dazzling Denial, and that's the game.
Mm-hmm. That looks closer than that it actually was at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Tigrex had a lot of decisions with that Fauna Shaman. And in the end, just kind of getting a Nardu and randomly valuing a bunch was like plenty good enough. Now, opponent was mana screwed, and that had something to do with it. But it does show Nardu's kind of just ridiculous, isn't it? Just like, well, I'll do this because I'll draw what I need to make it impossible for my slightly mana screwed opponent to do anything. Although, turn 9, 4th land, pretty sad.
Yeah, but it was a couple of lapses and.
Yeah, I mean, it was made to happen to some extent.
Because they also needed like all the interaction at the beginning to even stay alive at that point. So then if you need cards which aren't lands to stay alive, then you're not gonna have enough lands or you're gonna be dead.
Yeah. So
why does the replay stop? Oh wait, this was only game 1.
that was game 1 of the semi-final. Yeah. So we have Cruel Claws, Heist, Duress, Phyrexian Arena, Scarab Feast, Deathmark in the sideboard. I don't know
about Phyrexian Arena here, but
yeah, probably not bringing in Arena, a bit slow.
it probably comes. Yeah, ousting the bird.
Yeah, 4 Oust, 2 Deathmark, 4 Vindicate. You know, I mean, everything is just gonna die in standard Yolzov fashion. I guess the plan for blue-green is to kind of almost let that happen, but then have a turn where you play Nardu and hopefully Hex Parasite, and kind of, you know, then you draw 5, 6, 7, 8, however many cards off your little 2-card or 3-card combo, and
yourself just needs to stop like the value and then just win with Gaia or something.
Yeah, it's tricky though, right? Because there's no reason for Tigrex to play Nardu until it can play Nardu with some kind of enabler in play already. And then the best Alanon can do is Wrath, at which point you kind of use the enabler and get a bunch of cards and maybe draw into another Nardu, you know. So it's probably a little tough here. Are you sacrificing a land to keep your Safekeeper? Probably not. Yep. I like the Safekeeper. So maybe they have a Nardu in hand, maybe they have plenty of lands in hand.
Or they can win this turn.
That seems extremely unlikely, but you never know.
They not just need like Unctus and then make the Safekeeper blue and then just attack with it.
I mean, this is what's happening, so you may have called it here. I thought not, but yeah, I mean, you're right. We have Sylvan Safekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they have 2 Fate Stitches in hand as their last 2 cards in hand, then they have in fact won. But they're going to attack, so presumably.
Well, assuming they don't have interaction because they have like 3.
So they actually just discarded 2 Oh, I just got a land and a dread return. So Wrath here for black-white would really put them in a pretty decent position. There's been some selection on the other side.
I think they have a Wrath.
Yeah, they do. I mean, there's 8 in the deck, right? 1 in every 10 cards is a Wrath, so they're pretty likely to have one.
And they kind of needed to like catch up from all that.
So if this is land Hex Parasite Nardu, it's bad times for black-white, but otherwise I kind of like their position. Yeah, Fauna Shaman, no land. Definitely a lot more acceptable. Oh, it is a Hex Parasite. So we can maybe do the thing soon, but presumably some of these 3 cards are removal. In fact, straight up another Wrath. So the question is,
Yeah, I think
how does black-white put together a win now? They play a Planeswalker or a... Okay, they're just going to put Yorion in hand, but Yorion's not nothing here. Yorion, Flickering Oath of Kaya. Kill your...
means they can't play a lot of their creatures out anymore because the Yorion will just kill them.
Yeah, now do you play Yorion here, or are you using Yorion as a second Oath of Kaya? I guess it depends what's in your hand. If you have 3 removal spells and a Yorion, you might as well play Yorion. If you don't, then maybe something different. But it's looking pretty good for black-white, though.
If the removal spells are instant speed, then maybe you just hold them up and just blink them.
Yeah, you're also weak to the bird counterspell here if you play Yorion, so a 4 mana would be better, but no. Okay, Memory Lapse is, I don't know, pretty even trade, I guess.
Yeah, that's...
Presumably if it was good last time, it's good this time.
Yeah, there hasn't really changed anything.
So I'm looking for the bird counterspell here. No, it's another Memory Lapse.
Basically Time Lord here, right?
Tigrak pretty far off a critical mass of crazy stuff, but I guess if he plays Nardu Hex Parasite, I shall laugh on the other side of my face. Yeah, so maybe there's an Nardu on in hand and it's just not worth playing it out. Maybe this is finally the time to bird counterspell. No, it's the 3rd Memory Lapse. I'm going to predict it every time and it's going to be Memory Lapse every time. The 5th time that won't happen. Okay, so we run out of counterspells. We're just going to let you kill our Fate Stitcher because who cares?
And it's in the graveyard.
Yeah, although I do think it would have been better to have the 3 go to face and have a Fate Stitcher in hand. Well, no, I don't know. Fate Stitcher is actually better in
the
graveyard.
last card in hand is like Fate Stitcher or...
You could go face here and ignore the fact that they ran this Fate Stitcher out into the onboard kill spell, but maybe they have Scarab Feast. Okay, so we have a clock. We also have a Kaya, presumably. Not much in the Nardu deck that deals with that. Discarding, yeah. Makes sense.
They're just looking for the exile spell.
Interesting that they held a land there. I mean, I guess there is a bunch of looting in this deck. And I don't know how much use a 5th land is when you've got not much in hand. But definitely interesting. It's going to be hard to string it together from here. Fate Stitcher in the yard helps some.
Nah, I think Yourself is just gonna win this game.
Oh, we do have the bird counterspell at long last. Which is definitely reduces the clock by...
Probably had that one last time as well, but the Kaya was played around it.
Yeah. Not when they tapped out for Fate Stitcher, presumably. Oh, we are vindicating lands here. We are fully in the driver's seat.
I think this game is over.
I think so. I mean, you draw Nardu now. What do? Run it out? Doesn't seem good.
Malevolent Hermit
Doesn't.
does absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to do very much here. I mean, it threatens to attack Kaya, I guess.
Yeah, but
Kaya's gonna zero anyway. Yeah, I think you probably counter that. Hope opponent misclicks or something. I don't know. I think you're pretty happy to.
This game is. I think this game is over.
Yeah, and Tigrak happy to
Tigrak.
acknowledge that. What happened in the other semi-final? I noticed that it is over. Let's see who won.
Joseph won.
Joseph won. Okay, so Blue White Soldiers. So no former winners left in now. No repeat winner this season. Could be an all Joseph final. Could be Joseph versus No. Those are no.
Kind of interesting that there is no one left since we had like a lot of winners in the top 8.
Yes, yeah. A few snuck in, but did not go the whole way. It's a hard thing to do. Do we have 3 former winners in the top 8? I think so. Did Al-Anon win a kickoff with yours a couple of seasons ago? I feel like they did.
No, they were second.
No, second, okay. Really, we've all got to be rooting for Tigrak, who essentially top 8s every single one of these things, even though he's usually playing like goblins or some nonsense.
Nah, he's playing good decks most of the time.
Duress is an interesting one. I mean, they do have the counter spells, more than 8 by the looks of things. And they do get a swan song.
Yeah.
So now we have the decision tree that is Fauna Shaman. Can go get a 2-drop and play it right now. Can play another Fauna Shaman, if you like. That's interesting. I feel like... No, I mean, I guess that allows you to really power out Fate Stitches and Unctuses, if not answered. So maybe it's worth having 2 in play. I mean, I often find when I have a Fauna Shaman, I draw another one that it's the thing I want to discard, but when you need 2 Fate Stitches in the yard and an Unctus in play, maybe it's good to have 2 active. So what are we getting end of turn?
Maybe they already have like a lot of creatures in.
Yeah. I mean, if this is end of turn, discard a Fate Stitcher. We're in get a Fate Stitcher. We're in victory territory, aren't we? Depending on what Al-Anon does with his 2 mana.
Like a Bird's Paradise, because it's not super useful anymore.
So Al-Anon plays a Tapland Scries to bottom and is going to tap out for... Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Well, if the hand is 2 irrelevant creatures, it's bad times, but presumably it's...
If it's like a
So
relevant creature...
You can just go get a Fate Stitcher and...
Also bad.
Oh no, wait, the Cruel Cause exiles, so whatever gets snagged here is gone for good, so you can't Fauna Shaman for a Fate Stitcher in response and force them to take a Fate Stitcher or something. That would be... So they are discarding a bop, just
Yeah,
for something they don't...
Fuck,
And they got a bop. Wow, that's crazy. They're just trying to avoid drawing a bop. And their hand is now forest. So they really need to draw...
I called it that they had a pop in hand, right?
Wow, and they did not draw a creature. So now they're on Fauna Shaman Beatdown, and the All Yours of Final is on here. I mean, it is on.
It's kind of overdue that we have like an Yorion.
So we're going to look at this hand again. Just, okay, memory lapse it, whatever.
That's very good, the memory lapse, because they don't want to draw the ice.
Yeah, and we know they're struggling a little for lands. And, you know, you also can
Both
use
players
lands all the way up to about 8 mana. So, but here is the first chance we've had to Wrath for untapped lands for the first time. And there it is. So now, I mean, this hand's been examined twice and the board has been wiped. So it's going to need pretty good top decks from here to beat 5-card Shambling Vent, Yorzov. Kaya, really good. Dazzling Denial, very good.
It's also, I still think Yourself is favorite.
I agree, but I think Kaya would have really put some nails in some coffins, whereas countering
Yeah,
it.
Kaya would have meant Tigrak with conceits. And
I mean, Alanon for sure has 4 action cards in hand and access to Yorion. So,
yeah.
okay, but if we just
Well,
mess.
action cards. One of them was
Yeah.
like the discard. You know?
Okay,
Which is
and
kinda weird.
and Tigrak literally has 2 lands in hand. You have Maya Coast and Forest. So,
The discard spell would have been like really good, like the 2 mana discard spell, because then they just make them Hellbent and just upgrade it. And
okay, so the draw is Fauna Shaman. Presumably, Alanon's hand is 3 to 4 removal spells. And in fact, we're going to see one of them EOT, in case we get to untap and play a Kyle or something like that.
or take it, or put the Yorion in hands.
And Tigrak is just sitting on the... Yeah, putting Yorion in hand's fine. Tigrak is just sitting on these
Two
lands.
lands.
Just to avoid... Just to discard the Tiny Bows joins up or something. If that's
Yeah,
even
it's
still in the
only
deck.
Tiny boys to join up, because with the other one, they need to discard both of them.
Yes, yeah. Are we getting in with Shambling Vent? Surely not. Oh! We're promising the gift. And we see 2 lands. And we take... What did we take? A bird. Oh no, a Pax Parasite. Well, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, for clock.
I feel like attacking with Shambling Vent might have been better than Cruel Call's Heist with Gift. Don't you? Oh, we're going face with the Oath on the basis that we can rebuy it with Yorion at our leisure.
Yeah, we can just kill the. We can just play Yorion and kill the Nadu if they play Nadu.
Yes, yeah. So it makes sense. Makes sense to play that out. Still no 5th land for Alnon, but he's probably not too sad about it, honestly.
No,
I mean, it's given him all the answers.
Tigrak is sadder about having.
Now, does Hex Parasite interact with anything in the Orzhov deck? No, not really. It just makes your Kaya worse if you want.
It kills Kaya, right? Oh, yeah, that's a clock. That's a really good card.
That's just tremendous here. Maybe unbeatable.
And Labs isn't gonna solve that issue.
Just playing it before you get a chance to draw another one. No removal in the blue-green deck, presumably, even after board, so that makes perfect sense. And now, Tigrak has to what? Build up 2 or 3 things in hand, hope they don't draw a 5th land for Yorion, and then spam
Or
a Nadu
print
and
these
some other
card
stuff.
things.
Yeah, it looks like an All Yours Are final. You know, I mean, it's...
Yeah, finally Yorion is gonna win a 500.
Looks like it. Oh, we're even... Because, I mean, this is 8 damage and grow the Philia for next turn, so it's a 2-turn clock. It's hard to imagine what Tigrak could play next turn to do anything, really, because I guess the Philia thing only comes back end of turn, but Philia can also remove a blocker.
No, yeah, that's true.
So we do have an Ardu. Do we have some kind of enabler, or is it just going to get in the way of this lethal attack? We have some kind of enabler.
But this is probably not enough.
Probably don't pay 2 life here to draw a card.
No, because don't be dead.
Are we going to pay 1 life to draw a card?
Yeah, 4 or 5 probably not.
So there aren't great attacks here, but Philia attack, remove Nadu.
No. We can like attack with all 3 of those. No, wait. We can attack with like Philia and then they're like dead.
Okay, so we're just straight up giving you the Nadu trigger on the basis that it allows us to attack for lethal.
Yeah, because they're dead if they counter it, and they're dead if they don't counter it.
Depends what it reveals, I suppose. No, not really, because they can only reveal a counter spell that would be useful now. What did it reveal? Revealed Hex Parasite. Oh. Oust.
I don't know about that. But
I mean, it lets them get in for 4 and bounce the Oath, which comes back and does 3, which is 7. They'll still be on 1, but yeah, okay. It's an all yours or final, folks. Nice.
and
Right.
Tigrak didn't make it to the.
Very sad, but, you know, a great showing. Incredible season, really. Had a 26-match win streak at one point. Okay, I'll be back in just a sec with the final. Okay, do we have a final? Looks like we do. Let's get this all going in the various places that it needs to be going. So here. Here I have Vextor versus Al-Anon CEW, and on Discord. Okay, so we're off to the races. Both players playing very fast. Looks like Al-Anon won the die roll, jockeying for position, etc. Oh, I didn't know we have the restless, what's name, not satisfied with just shambling vent. Have some more manlands. And wait, all kinds of stuff. Just all kinds of stuff that I didn't know was in these decks. Okay. Toby Beastie Befriender, basically Blade Splicer. With some bonuses and some negatives versus Blade Splicer. And we're already at the Yorion for triple value stage of the match. And with one card in hand for Al-Anon, this looks very good for Vextor. So this is a little different take on Yorion. A bit more in on Blink, a bit less in on pure 100% removal and 2-for-1s. Kind of interesting. Let's see who comes out on top.
They are still 2-for-1s, but
Yes, I mean, they make two bodies, I guess, which is a 2-for-1 of sorts.
and it's also scry, so
Yeah, I mean, against an opponent with no cards in hand, you know, getting off a 3 damage, and oh, but if we top deck a rep, nope. So we've got Yorion to hand here, which, I don't know, it undoes quite a bit of the damage here, assuming it lives, because it can block Yorion and make attacks from other things bad, and it can blink the Oath of Kaya to get us back up to 9 life after this attack. Oh, we have also failure. So exposing failure to sorcery speed removal here just in order to ambush a 1/1. I don't know if I love that, because, you know, end of turn failures much more likely to be able to attack and blink the Oath. Although maybe because you're blinking the Oath with your Yorion anyway, you don't care about that. You're going to blink a soldier. I don't know.
it's an additional Yorion loop if you don't. You can just blink the Yorion.
Whoa! We have main deck Yorions as well as sideboard Yorions here in Vagstor's list. So this really is pretty different to the ones we've been watching in this tournament so far, and it is going to make this non-end of turn failure look not great, I think, because it's going to die. And we're also going to discard the Yorion in hand for Al-Anon, and this looks, I mean, you can untap and draw a Wrath, I guess. You already killed the man, vindicated the manland at some point. Okay. So Skyfisher, pick up Oath, play Oath, kill a soldier is
You're not dead.
not dead, but are we chumping? Do we have to chump Yorion? No, we do not have to chump. So probably just an attack from Yorion, go to 5. No, we like forcing the issue here. Only one card in hand. So it does decide not to chump. Yeah, I mean, it certainly did 2 more damage.
Hey, only do Yorion in hand there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
both of these Yorion casts were from the main deck.
Oh, okay. So it's just full on. Everything in my deck loves Yorion, and I have access to multiple Yorions most games. In your face. Okay.
I think Baxter is a huge favorite because they're a bit more proactive.
Yeah, so, I mean, is it good to play out sort of things that die to Wraths into the 8 Wrath deck? Not really, but they're kind of value things, right? Once you get a Yorion, they come back alive again. Not the Blade Splicer guy. Blade Splicer guy just dies to a Wrath. I don't know.
Blade Spicer is probably gonna be boarded out here.
Yeah, you would think. Anything that dies to a Wrath to no value probably goes away. But then
the enchantments are nice.
yeah, although I would say like the power level on 2 1/1s for 3 mana is not that high. I guess if you're going to cast Yorion twice in a game, it goes up in value.
6 1/1s for that price. That's
Yeah,
pretty
6 1/1s is a more reasonable deal.
for 2 mana.
So Alanon went to 6, Vagstor kept 7. Alanon Scry's top.
It's probably he'll end. Because their deck is a bit land light because I'm playing the same number of ones.
Well, advantage Vagstor. Shambling Vent is better than the Temple of Silence. Oh, okay, so we have Ophelia. Can we untap and play a valuable thing and Philia it, or are we just getting in for 2? We can, in fact, make you discard 2 cards unless you have instant speed removal for this Philia. That is pretty good. Philia is, in general, pretty effing good. Okay, so Phyrexian Arena is the worst card in our hand, which is maybe scary.
And that's saying a lot about our hand. Our hand is good.
Oh, wait, and we preferred to discard a second card than to trade Philias. What? What is happening? Oh, we have more than one. Okay, and the reason we wanted to do this is because our Philia is now about to take over. Call an ambulance, but not for me, etc. So this looks very good. We need to deal with this right now. Presumably we can deal with this right now. We cannot, and we are going to miss a land drop. Possibly.
Phyrexian Arena is not very good on this board.
No, so we're doing 6 damage here. 8 if we animate. Okay, so the reason we discarded those other 2 cards is because we had duplicates of them. And they're not that great in multiples. So this is just a ton of damage.
I think this is just gonna be a turn 6 kill under like yours.
I mean, if you've got a Wrath here, you've got a Wrath. If you've got a removal spell, you've got a remove. This Philia is 7 damage on its own. So we're gifting in order to find a 2-mana removal spell or a Philia. And we stole... Did we steal Oath of Kaya? I mean, is a chump blocker good here? We can blink it, if that's useful. Force them to pick up either their arena or a land. I don't know if that's good or not, really. We can attack him with the 2/3. Maybe we have removal. That would be pretty sick. Maybe we blink the Tiny Bones just to get you down, down, down on cards.
Yeah, that depends. I think it's probably...
Okay, so we're just coming in. I think we're blinking Skyfisher here.
If
but
you
maybe...
attack with both out, then we can like do the oath.
So we allow the chump block, but we're going to get 3 to face. So they're on 2, so they're dead to the Vent, they're dead to the Philia, they're dead to an Oath of Kaya.
They're just dead to everything.
They're dead to a Yorion. Okay, and that's it. Wow. So this alternate build with more tokeny stuff took down the final in the mirror. Maybe teched for the mirror, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm smart enough to rule on that. But Vagstor has won the Penny's Redfall 500. We'll go through the deck lists in a minute, but I'm going to go say congrats and give out more prizes for a sec. Okay. What have we got? Deck lists wise. Can I, in fact,